I think that song is a little bit too top 40. That'll get me flagged. Anyways, okay, cool. So let's see what I got for you guys today. And OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi, Squirrel, and whatever's going on with my freaking shout out COVID hair and face. Let's see. Okay, here I got it. Okay, we're going to try this in the rig. Okay, so check this out. This is like an uncommon sort of a piece. And what it is, I'm borrowing something from the pro audio industry. You guys might know this. This is probably like a mic pre type thing, or like a EQ. It's definitely EQ. It's got tubes inside. It's vacuum tube based. On the back, you can see the power transformer sits on the outside. Keep the noise away. Here's the inlet. We've got just in and out is all we've got. You just run this through. You run your signal through this. And on the front, it's got all sorts of total pro audio type, like aggression. Aggression, so funny. It's like such a, you'd never see that in hi-fi. Total pro audio. Aggression, tube aggression. Yeah! Saturation, dude. Trim, air, high, mid, low. We got vintage on or off, so that's like a vintage tone. It probably gives it like, saturates a tube or something. We got smooth and sharp, high shift. We've got mid shift, low shift. Oh, that's like the shelf. High Z, low Z output. We got calibration. We got bypass switches. Ground lift. This will be pretty crazy. So we're gonna put this puppy in, and we're gonna listen. Let me find a tune that we'll listen to, and then we'll put this thing in and out. We can actually have it. We got a bypass switch on there too, so that's pretty cool. So hold up a second. Okay, you know, it's great, man. I had this rig sitting here it's been on for like 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer. I'll do that sometimes if I make a repair on something, just to kind of soak test it. I leave the rig on the whole time. Everything gets nice and warm. And damn, I'll tell you, you come back into the room after a day of it just sitting there on, not even playing anything, just kind of warming. And oh, it's so nice, man. So anyways, here we got a little Knopfler.
Turnpike lane, you spiked my arm, but you missed the lane. That's all gone, but the scars remain. Junkie doll was stuck on you, my junkie doll. Turning green, turning green. You took me high as I've ever been. That's all gone and not clean. Junkie doll stuck on you, my junkie doll. And a little bit of this to get you up, and a little bit of that to get you down, a little bit of this.
Okay, I've got the song figured out, and you'll hear when it plays. This just the way it's mixed, or the way it's mastered, rather, whatever. It's got a nice sort of a bloom in the mid, which is cool. It's typical of this of what this artist did with a lot of his stuff. And so it's such a pronounced mid-range kind of overtone that I'm going to try and take it out with this little machine here, because it's so obvious that I want to pick something that we would hear obvious changes. And so that mid-range will be an area that we can really hear and take out and mess with, and we can play with all this stuff. But here we go. We're going to listen to it first, just without the piece even in. Well, we were. Here we go.
So it slips through your hands like grains of sand. You watch it go. There's no time to be lost. You'll pay the cost, so get it right.
Hear that like mid-range reverb?
There's no way out of here when you come in. You're in for good.
We can hear the bass real easily. Bass guitar here. The drums. Then that vocal has that kind of a little, almost a glare. Okay, so we're going to be able to really hear a lot of that music because there's just so many things to pay attention to. There was the drums, bass guitar you can hear easily. There's that glare kind of over the mid, like a glossed over on the mid on his vocal, and his guitar's kind of in the background a little bit, ripping. So I think we'll be able to really play with this song and pull out different things and slice it and dice it. So hold on a second. I'm going to put this piece of gear in. Okay, so here we start up with the thing in place now. It's in line, and I'm on all the settings that they say from the factory, what are like the default settings, and then from there you monkey around. So I set everything, you know, and it's, I think, meant to be like as what do you say, transparent as possible right now, are all the settings. So let's check it out. There we go. Okay.
So it slips through your hands like
I already hear sibilance.
and you watch it go. There's no time to be lost. You'll pay the cost, so get it right. There's no way out of here.
Okay, let's go. Monkey with the buttons.
You're in for good.
Try the mid.
that you don't see it. There was no promise made, the part you played, the chance you took.
I washed it out. Wow, so it's kind of radical, you know. I mean, you can really jack some stuff up for sure, man. Take me a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks with that thing, and I'll know every little teeny twist of whatever to get it exactly where I want it. I'll bet. That's kind of a cool tool. It's interesting, but it's hard. It's really near impossible to do that thing while being over there. I really need a long ass cable so it can be over here, and I can be twisting the knobs while it's over at my seating position, and then I can hear exactly what it's doing. I could dial it in perfectly. But to be over there and do it, impossible. You can't. So that's the next plan, Stan. Damn, I'll need 2 long-ass XLRs. One to bring it here, one to take it back. And that's the only way you can work that thing. You know, I guess you could set it from back here and then put it in the rig after it's all dialed where it needs to be. But, man, there's no way I could go back and forth, back and forth. I need to be sitting right here with that puppy. Or, I guess, does it have... No, headphone... That would be another neat thing, man. If they had a headphone output on that puppy so you could monitor it with the headphones, would be really kind of cool. It doesn't tell you the room, Sonic, though. You kind of need to be back here. You need to be back here. So I need a, what is that, a 20? That's about a 20 foot. I need a 20 foot, 2 20 foot pairs of XLR. And I just so happen to know somebody that can make some. So that's the next step, folks. 2 20 foot long XLRs, and then I'll be able to, because that thing's powerful, man. You can really switch some things up in the Sonic. I'm trying to figure out if it does anything good or not. You guys heard it. Let me know if you thought, like, where you heard some of those places going, if it sounded like it could be kind of a cool thing or not. It's definitely interesting. I'll play around with it more. All the EQ points are they're broad strokes, so it's like a box end all, you know, like a one that's just a you know, big Q, wide Q, you know. You can't get real specific on it, but you can get some the feels, you know, like get a certain feeling going, you know. So very interesting. Okay, cool. So that's that. We'll come back. I'll come back another time and play with it more. I'm going to try one more song. Hold on. Damn, you should hear the bass right now. Oops, that's way too loud. I don't like it. It glasses it over. It's vintage. Here, I'll take it out now. Now it's gone. Turn it back in right now. It like puts tube fuzz over everything. Take it back out. I gotta get out my microphone. Certainly has a little punch. I'm gonna bypass right now. Bypass. Turn back on right now.
See what was going on.
Turn back off.
Things was too hot down there.
Turn back on.
Couldn't stay very long. Hey, hey, hey. Ireland's the roughest place I've ever been. All the people down there, living for the whiskey and white.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing for sure. If your system's lacking dynamic punch, this'll put it right in there. That's for sure. That first bass hit was like, I freaked out, man. I thought I was gonna break something. It was like, it was heavy duty. So yeah, so that thing's a trip. So now it's time for me to get to know that thing. And then I'll come in a couple weeks, I'll come back in like a whiz, and I'll be like, check it out. Look what I can do. And then I'll see if I can do anything fancy for you. But that's kind of cool. It's like it really can change it up, man. I mean, and look, if your rig, we're traveling into territory that is taboo. This is taboo territory for audiophiles because we're fully coloring the sound completely, totally. But if we really want to have that discussion, the sound is colored the second you choose what microphone to use. So let's not even go down that street because that's the biggest bullshit audiophile thing. Don't color the sound. It's like, are you kidding me? Shut up. Because like everything colors the sound. Cables color, the room colors the sound, the everything, the type of tube you got in there, the I mean, right to the microphone you chose for the damn recording colors the damn sound. So let's not talk about that. What we really need to embrace is that this is your masterpiece and you paint it any way you like it, regardless, because it's your rig and you can do whatever you want in your rig. You can do DSP, you can do EQ, you can do all sorts of naughty things, and it doesn't matter because it's your rig and whatever sounds good to you is all that matters. So paint your masterpiece, I say. That's what I say about coloring. Paint yourself a masterpiece. So that was tripped out, kind of cool, kind of weird. But see, the thing that I don't, what I would have to spend some time determining is, we have some pretty kick-ass pieces in the rig right now. You know, we've got that preamp is top of the line. That thing is like breathes life and space into this whole thing. The DAC is just incredibly resolute and just images so well. You know, so it's like, well, we can jack with all that. We can move that around. We can make it image or make it sound better, or, you know, more dynamic or less bass or more punch or more slam, or, you know, all by changing the knobs on that one little GoonBox, you know? So it's like, you know, where, you know, you gotta, what I would want to know for sure is that it does not diminish the quality of my preamp or my other things. Like, in other words, could you just make a piece of crap preamp sound awesome with that GoonBox? You know, if you can, then you know, then it would be a bummer, because then the all expensive stuff it's not worth it. Now, without the GoonBox, it's definitely worth it. I mean, you put those things in, and we're passively trying to get to a certain sonic by picking different gear and putting it with, you know, and matching the gear, and that's an art in itself, and it takes a long time sometimes, you know. And for people that aren't adept at doing it, like maybe some of you guys that have never done it before, and you're trying to learn the hi-fi and what goes together, and you're trying to figure the components, man, you'll sit there and buy and sell stuff for like 10 years until you finally get your rig totally fettered out. Like I have mine right now. It's been 17, 18 years, and I'm still dialing it in. Okay? So it's like, it brings up, this is like a kind of one of those debates or whatever. It's like, you know, fundamental. You know, this thing is a like a kind of a bull in a china shop. You know, it's like, does it render our other stuff that we've spent so much time getting nice and balanced where we love it? Does it then render it not as important, or does it just sound better with all the killer gear that we have here, and we just are able to realize more precise sonic control because of the lucid, you know, presentation we have to begin with? So that's the, you know, $20 million question. So there it is. The thing's made by USA Tube Audio. It's kind of like an RC35. They call it a room for the room correction. I don't know that I would go that far. It's kind of a stretch to say room correction. I mean, there's nothing for phase. There's nothing for time delay. You know, it's kind of a, it's a real basic room correction, right? It's like room correction for frequency, you know, response. Anyways, so that's that. And thanks for joining, and I'll see you